Hello beautiful people, it's your girl Jeannie and it's Jeannie Signatures. So today I'll be making this beautiful skirt and a wrap top. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly watch till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and kindly give this video a thumbs up. Thank you all, and thank you to amazing subscribers. You are wonderful. Thank you. So without wasting further time or without wasting further ado, let's get right into it. So for the skirt part, I'll be pretty much making this in a fast forward mode, because I don't want it to be a repetitive thing, because I already have several tutorials on how to make a skirt with a band and a skirt with a bandless skirt. So if you feel like this one was not explicit enough, please kindly check it out on my channel and you'll see how to make a perfect skirt for beginners. Please kindly pardon, I don't want this video to be too lengthy, to be too long, so that is why I had to do it like that. So pardon. So I'm almost through with that. I've got the front and then the back pieces, so I'm just going to be cutting it on the fabric as well. So you're going to be cutting exactly what you have there. So because this is a see-through fabric, that is why I'm having an underlay for it, and of course I'll be later cutting out a lining for that as well. So I've gone ahead to use my lining to turn the back. This is the back piece. So it's quite easy, there's nothing to it. So I added my darts and then I fixed my zipper. That's for the back piece. And then for the front piece, I'd already gone ahead to use my lining to turn it all the way from down, both sides and everything. So basically the next thing I'm going to be doing is to close it up. That is by removing the sewing allowances, and then we have a perfect skirt, bandless skirt. So yes, we have our skirt. You can see our skirt looking cute, looking beautiful, looking smart. If you see it on my client, oh my god, it was really beautiful. So you can see it's very smart and very neat. So we have our skirt all ready. So I'm going to be placing this on one side, and then we're going to be delving right into cutting up the upper part. That is the wrap top. So for the wrap top, I'll be making use of a crepe material. So this is not a red material, this is a fuchsia pink, but it's just that the camera gave it that color. So I already folded my fabric into two, because we'll be cutting out the back first, and this back, just divide your bust measurement if that is your biggest part from your shoulder to your waist. So if or whatever you want yours to get to. So for my clients, our biggest part is a bust, so I divided that by 4 and then added 2 inches. So that is what I have on fold. So what I'm marking right now is the shoulder divided into 2, and then I added half an inch for joining of the sleeves, because of course this is going to be having a sleeve. And then I came down for my armhole depth, and then I was connecting that. Sorry, my fan was misbehaving here because I put it on the highest frequency because of the weather. The weather is freaking hot. I don't know if it's hot in your area. That is if you're in Nigeria, of course, because I know those people abroad, they are not feeling all this. They're even feeling the opposite, which is cold. I wish we can just exchange. But anyways, I'm coming down for my shoulder slope. I'm using 1 inch for my shoulder slopes, and then for my neck width, I'll be making use of 3 inches. And so I will be connecting that. So if you can draft a basic bodice, you can just go right ahead and do this before getting to the front part. So just wait for me there. I'm coming. Sorry about that. And so I'll be connecting the neckline. And so before I'll get my armhole curve, I'm going to be dividing my bust by 4, and then I'll have 2 inches. And like I said, the 2 inches is not 2 inches is not for sewing allowance. 1 inch is for ease and 1 inch is for sewing allowance. So when I'm joining this, I'm going to be making use of 1 inch as my sewing allowance, because of course this top is not meant to be tight. It's supposed to be a free top. So kindly take note of that. So I'm going to be replicating the same thing on my waist area. Just divide by 4 and then you have 2 inches. And for this, there's not going to be a dart, because you don't need a dart for this, because it's a wrap top. You don't need it to give you shape, because it's naturally will give you shape. As anyhow you tie it, it will go and stay right there. So you don't need a dart for this. So I'll be carving out both the front and the back armhole, so that's when I want to cut the front piece. I'll just carve out the armhole using this as a template. So that is basically what I'm doing right now. So if you've kindly watched up to this level, Abba, what are you waiting for? Why have you not hit on that subscribe button? Please kindly make sure or ensure that you hit on the subscribe button, like, share, and give this a very big thumbs up. Please always leave a comment as well. Please encourage your girl. It's not easy. Okay, thank you. So we're basically through with the back piece, and then I'll be cutting this out so that we'll go right ahead to cutting out the front piece. Cut through the back armhole first, because you're needing the other curve for the front piece. Sorry for the slow-mo effect of this camera, it's quite funny, so please kind of manage it. Don't worry. And so I'll be introducing another fabric. I'm going to be folding that. I'll lay it flat. I'm not folding to 2, because I'll be cutting the front piece separate because of managing my fabric. So I'll just fold it like so. Like I said, I already have a tutorial on how to do this on my channel. That one is more, because of the color of this fabric, is really not giving what I would have wanted it. But if you feel like this is not that clear to you, please you can just check out my tutorial on my channel on how to cut a wrap top. That one is still more visible and more clear. It's because of this color that is what is affecting the thing here. So you can just kindly watch that out. So I'll just place, I'll open it up like this. I wanted to cut out the 2 at the same time, but I found out that the fabric will not be enough. So I had to cut out one side first and then use the other side as a template to cut out for the other side. So I'll just be placing my back piece on the corner of this fabric, and then I'll be cutting out the armhole and everything the way it is, and then I'll be making alterations in the middle part. So you can see the way I placed it like so. So from my middle back, I'll be measuring like 8 or 10 inches, depending on how long or how wrap you want it to be. So I made use of 10 inches, and then I'll be coming here from my neck width. I'll be marking down how deep or how the depth of the wrap is going to be. So I just marked 5.5 inches for that, and then I'll be connecting all those lines to meet the one that I came out with by 8 inches, just as you see my hand. So let me just get my long ruler so that I'll be able to roll that out on the stretch, or at a stretch, yeah. So I'll just be rolling that out. So ensure that the neck width for the back and the front is the same thing. You don't want to run into problem of having a wider width at the front. Yeah, please kindly take note of that. So I'll be cutting this out, and then like I said, I'll be using this as a template to cut out the other side, because it's going to be 2 pieces in the front. So when you are cutting through this, please kindly lift up so that you won't cut through the back piece. So now, like I said, I'll just be placing the other side on top of this and then cut out exactly the same thing. So we are going to be having 2 of that. So like I told you, this tutorial is quite detailed. The only difference, or the only thing there, is that the color of the fabric was really contrasting with the picture quality or the camera quality. So that is why you are really not seeing. But if you watch very well, you would understand everything that I've been doing. It's quite easy. So now I'll just be cutting out exactly the same thing. The only thing you need to take note of is just to know that you need to place the front of the fabric facing the front of the fabric, so that you will have opposite sides. If you should face the back piece on the front, the back side on the front side, you are going to be getting the same thing on both sides. So, and that would mean that you are wasting your fabric. So please kindly take note of that. I believe you understand what I'm saying. So yes, we have our wrap already. So let me set that aside and then show you how it looks. Story about the slow-mo. So this is how it looks. So for this kind of tutorial, like I told you, you don't need a dart. It will naturally give it fitting, so you don't really need anything to augment or make it fitted or beautiful on your body. So to this, I'll be cutting out some facings. I'm not making use of a bias, and I'm not making use of a lining, but I would advise that you make use of either a lining or a facing. Please don't use a bias. A bias does not give you that beautiful finished neat look. So that I would advise you make use of a facing, because that is what I made use of, and I liked the way it came out today. So I've already gone ahead to do that, cut out my facing, and I've used it to turn the 2 sides of the front and of course the neckline for the back. So you can see the way it's looking. So later I'll be making use of a hemming gum to just put that in place so that it won't be flipping out. when my client wears it or something like that. That would be embarrassing. So I've equally done the other side of the top like so, and then the back piece as well. I've used facing to turn it. So if you want me to make a tutorial on how to cut a facing, I will definitely do that. So if you want, you can leave it in the comment section. So there's really nothing to it. So those are the front pieces, and then this is the back piece. So the next thing we are going to be doing, I'm sorry, I'm feeling sleepy. No, I just had to make this voiceover this night. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to be joining the shoulders. And of course, I'll be joining it by 1/2 inch. I turned it with my facing so that the shoulder area will be neat. You know the way we use our lining to turn our shoulders, so that the seams will be hidden. That is exactly what I did here, and it came out like so. I'll be doing that, and then I'll be taking the allowances from the side seams. I'll be taking 1 inch on both sides of the top, and then I'll be back to show you the next steps. So yes, having done that, this is how it looks. You can see that it's looking neat. Don't worry about all those things. I'll be using an Emmy gum, like I said, to make it neat. And at this pointed edge of where our wrap is, I'll just be cutting out some excesses there. You may leave it. This is totally optional. It's not mandatory, but I just felt like trying it out for this tutorial, and I think I like what I got, but I don't want that pointed part. Yeah, so I'll just be cutting out some excesses from that. I'll just be measuring like 2 or 2.5 inches, and then I'll cut that out. So please don't worry, it's not going to be affecting the length of your wrap at all. It's not going to be affecting it. I just felt like it looks too pointy. I don't like the way it looks, so I just want to cut it out. So you can see what I have. So you can see that this is quite different from what was there before. So I believe that with this look, I like it better. But you may like the other pointed parts, no problem. That's why I said it's entirely optional. And so now the next thing I'm going to be doing that is to fix our ropes, because this is going to be having a very long rope here. A very long rope. So one rope will be going in through the inseam of one, and then coming out, so that by the time you want to tie it, you're going to be tying it very well. So I've gone out to cut out my strips, but this is not even a strip, it's like a flap. I don't know, it's big, because when you open it, I've already sewn it and turned it out. So unfold as it is like this is like 6 inches or thereabouts, if not more than. Yeah, so I have two. So I'll be placing one on each side of the top. Okay, it's 5 inches. Thank God I indicated it there. So when you open it up, it's going to be 10 inches or thereabouts, or 10.5, because I used a niche to turn it all the way to make it neat, and then turn it out so that I would come and fix it. So I'm going to be fixing this on one side, and the way I'm going to be fixing is that I'm going to be opening some inches on the facing that I used for the front. I believe you understand what I mean. That facing, I opened up like 5 inches there, and then I'll be inserting one of these stripes or this rope in between, so that I'll go ahead and sew it, so that it will be sandwiched in between the facing and then the fabric itself. I believe you understand what I mean. This is going to be giving it a very neat finishing and look. So I'll just insert it like so. So you can see that's the facing right there. So I place it in between the facing and then the fabric, the main fabric. So I'll go ahead and then run half an inch on it like so to keep it in place. And when doing this, make sure that you leave like 1 inch, so that when you want to fold your top, it won't affect it. So you can see I've gone ahead to sew this, and this is how it looks. It's looking neat. So the sewing is now hiding in between the facing and then the fabric, so you can see how neat it looks. So I'll be taking the second rope, and then I'll be doing the same thing, exactly the same thing I did on this side. I'll take the other side of the top and then attach it exactly. So this is me trying to show you where that rope that I fixed at first is going to be coming out from. It's going to be coming out from the side seam. So make sure you open like up to 5 inches wide, or the width of your own rope as it is applicable. Just try and open it up like so. Then you pass it from there, you bring it out so that you'll be able to tie your ropes firmly and easily. So like I said, I'll be replicating the same thing I did on this side on the other side. So you can see this is how you're going to be tying it, like so. So I'll just go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll come back to show you how I made the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I've cut out a puff sleeve. I have a tutorial on how to do this as well. Please, I don't want this tutorial to be long. That's why I just have to do this as an ASAP, sharp. It's quite easy. So for this sleeve, I've already fixed one side of the sleeve, so I'll just be showing you how I went about doing that. So I've gone ahead to cut out my sleeve. So for your sleeve, for a puff, you don't use your normal armhole. You can double it up or you triple it, but from the thumbnail you can see that it was not too puffy, so I just simply doubled my armhole. And then for the round sleeve, I equally doubled it. Then you connect, and then you cut out your sleeve. Then you give it some gather stitches up and down. You gather it so that it will have that gather effect on the sleeves. So you just cut out a strip like this for as if you want to cut out a band. So for this, my band, I have 4 inches, and when it's unfold, it's going to be 2.5 or thereabout. So any inches that you would want, please kindly go ahead and do that. So I'm going to be sewing this on the round sleeve area and then cover it up with my stitches, because I wouldn't want my stitches to be showing. So this is basically going to be sandwiched as well in between my stitches. So I'll take it like so and go on and run half an inch all the way, and then I'll flip it over as if I'm folding into two, and then use half an inch from the other side to cover it up so that the stitches will not be visible. That is basically what I did. There's nothing really so difficult about this. So that is how I'm going to be running it, and then I'll just go ahead and fix it on my sleeve, and voila, we are through. Please, if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, kindly give this video a thumbs up, and kindly please subscribe, like, share, and kindly give this to everybody that wants to. See you all.